I have a quick story. Bear with me because I promise it's very relevant to this video. Imagine you're watching a dating show. On this show, there's a male contestant and 1,000 ladies for him to choose from. Because there are so many contestants, the angle of this show is to eliminate the ladies based on physical characteristics. It basically plays out like your typical dating show. I've never watched The Bachelor, so I'm not 100% sure how it works, but I think there are some kind of interactions where they go on dates or something like that. So I guess it plays out like that. When it comes to the eliminations, the male contestant has to eliminate ladies based on physical characteristics. In week 1, he looks over the crowd of women and says, "This week I want to get rid of all of the women that are over 5 feet 2 inches. This is his personal preference. He likes what he likes, and everyone is entitled to have their own taste." The ladies are disappointed, but they leave graciously. All of America watches this, and no one really has a problem with it. The following week, the show plays out however these shows play out. When it's time to do week 2 eliminations, he looks over the crowd of women and says, "This week I want to get rid of all the women that are blonde. This is his personal preference. He likes what he likes, and everyone is entitled to have their own taste." The ladies are disappointed, but they leave graciously. All of America watches this, and no one really has a problem with it. The following week, the show plays out however these shows play out. When it's time to do the week 3 eliminations, he looks over the crowd of women and says, "This week I want to get rid of all the women that have dark skin." This time the ladies are shocked, and they don't want to leave graciously. And all of America watches this, and all of America has a problem with it. So what's the difference? The difference is this is apparently something called colorism. I had no idea this was even a thing. What is colorism? Apparently it's the alleged act of judging people based on how light or dark their skin is within the same racial or ethnic group. So I guess someone sat down, came up with a name for it, and decided to be offended by it. Honestly, I didn't even know this was a thing until I started reading articles about the casting of the live-action Lilo and Stitch movie. People are upset because the actress cast to play Nani isn't dark enough. This immediately made me think of the whole Little Mermaid drama a while back. Remember when people were rightfully outraged because Disney took a huge dump on the Little Mermaid?
Racist.
I once heard that Ariel's design was based on Alyssa Milano, so obviously when casting a live-action film, instead of making Ariel look like this, they made her look like this. When it was announced that Halle Bailey was Ariel, the internet rightfully exploded. Not with racism, as everyone claimed,
Racist.
but with outrage that they took this beautiful character that was so beloved by so many and cast an actress whose looks weren't exactly what fans wanted or expected. Then came the textbook liberal response.
Imagine being this upset over a kid's movie. The color of her skin does not change the story.
On pretty much every forum, anywhere on the internet, you would see those same comments. Everywhere. So now this new trailer for Lilo and Stitch came out, and this actress was cast to play Nani. Now the same people that were saying,
Imagine being this upset over a kid's movie.
are suddenly upset over a kid's movie. Those same people saying,
The color of her skin does not change the story.
suddenly feel that the color of her skin changes the story. So I'm confused. Why are there two different standards being applied here? A double standard, if you will. It's crazy how the same people who dismiss concerns about Ariel's casting as trivial nonsense are losing their minds over Nani's supposed lack of melanin. Suddenly it's the Hawaiian apocalypse because this actress, I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce her name, doesn't meet some arbitrary skin tone requirements to portray Nani. The story hasn't changed, but apparently skin tone now affects the integrity of the narrative? How convenient. And let's talk more about this alleged colorism for a second. When I researched online, it turns out that almost all cultures around the world find lighter skin more attractive. People have preferences. And then I guess someone noticed these preferences and decided that it's a bad thing. You can find countless examples of cultures leaning toward lighter skin in their standards of beauty. This isn't some massive conspiracy, it's just the way things are. Again, people have preferences. So with that in mind, let's say I'm a casting director and I need to cast a star in a new movie. And I want people to not only see the movie, but to buy the merchandise and costumes and everything that goes with it. Shouldn't I choose someone who is objectively attractive for that role?
Simp.
Or should I select the actress with the absolute darkest skin imaginable just to appease Twitter?
Racist.
And honestly, what's the end game here? A Pantone chart at casting calls?
Racist.
A requirement to measure actors' ancestral purity?
Racist.
Because that's the slippery slope that these arguments lead to. And, I remember watching Lilo and Stitch for the first time. I remember Nani coming on the screen, she looked like this, and I thought, all right, another cute Disney girl. Then I saw this, and I thought,
damn, what you doing out here with all this ass?
Nope. So the character is already operating at a deficit. They needed to fix her up a bit, and by casting this actress, they did. Problem solved.
Simp.
But maybe I'm missing the point, right? Maybe the moral of the story isn't about skin color or representation or anything like that. Maybe it's just that people are going to complain about anything as long as it lets them feel morally superior for 5 seconds online, right? I mean, that's what it's about. Virtue signaling, showing the internet what fantastic, benevolent people we are, repeatedly defending the wrong side of every single argument every single time one of these things comes up. And just a quick side note, I'm not a tall guy. I'm only 5'6". I see videos all the time disparaging short dudes. Interviews on the streets with girls saying they wouldn't date anyone under 6 feet tall. We've all seen it. Now ask me if I'm upset about it. Ask me if I feel discriminated against. Ask me if it affects my self-esteem. The resounding answer is no. I'm only 5'6", but when I walk into any room, anywhere I go, I do it as if I'm 10 feet tall. I always have. Now ask me if I've ever had any problem attracting women. Nope. Never. Now I suppose I could sit here and say people are
Heightist.
or that they are displaying shortism, but the thought never crossed my mind. That's just more victim mentality, and that's not me. I guess what I'm saying is that no one should let other people dictate their worth, whether it's height, weight, skin tone, whatever it is you feel self-conscious about. Embrace it. Anyway, that's it. Am I right? Am I wrong? Am I
Colorist.
Let me know all the reasons you think I'm an idiot in the comments. Like, share, subscribe, click notifications, and I will see you next time.